generation of lions emerges, eager to assert their dominance within the pride. With Canelo showing little interest in facing the top contender, Benavidez and Morrell have decided to ascend to the light heavyweight division. In Benavidez's most recent bout against former world champion Vatsky, he began with vigor but seemed to wane in the later rounds, leading some to question whether his ferocity was merely a product of his size advantage over smaller opponents. David Morrell's power was also imposing at super middleweight, yet in his debut light heavyweight match against Hot Rod, he was unable to close the curtains. Both fighters are keen to establish the legacy, with the shimmering promise of gold at the tunnel's end. A chance to face the victor between Beterbiev and Bivol for the undisputed light heavyweight crown. Throughout history, the greatest warriors have been immortalized for the courage and enduring legacy. From this moment onward, the path is fraught with challenges, but there are no longer easy duels. When two lions battle for supremacy, it is only the true king who emerges from the pit, crowned by the trials of his conquest. David Morrell represents the modern era of Cuban boxers, adapting his style to suit the aggression favored by American boxing. As a forward-moving puncher, he blends pressure with Cuban fundamentals. A southpaw with club and power in both hands, Morrell's style is heavily power-driven, making him a ruthless headhunter in the ring. Similarly, David Benavidez is a pressure fighter known for his remarkable output. He possesses exceptionally fast hands for his size and employs a dynamic offensive approach. A strong combination puncher and durable boxer, Benavidez maintains a high tempo throughout all 12 rounds, never easing off under pressure. The stakes are incredibly high in this new era of boxing, where maintaining an undefeated record is constantly challenged in the pursuit of respect. It is a time when only the best face off against the very best. The victor of this bout earns the opportunity to contend for the undisputed titles in the division, facing a winner between Beterbiev and Bivol. When two bulls are pit against one another, true dominance is established through locking horns. It is only after the initial clash that one begins to ascend in a hierarchy over the other. With the match of two pressure fighters meeting, the one who can force the other to retreat gains the upper hand. Most pressure fighters find themselves out of the element when fighting off the back foot, making the early rounds crucial. Before the strategic nuances of a fight unfolds, it is the raw, primal contest that sets the tone. Both Benavidez and Morrell are powerful and relentless in their pursuit. It is improbable that either will consistently push the other back throughout the entire fight. Thus, they must dig in, hold the ground, and vie for dominance. The one who manages to push the other back more frequently will hold the advantage. Both fighters wasted no time laying down the groundwork, posturing the power with neither showing signs of backing down. Each time Benavidez would let his hands go, Morrell would fire back. The pacing was fast. The intensity was high. The question was, will Morrell be able to keep up with the pacing for the entirety of the fight? The initial rounds were close, but the sixth round was where the fight really matters. Benavidez kept a constant pace, each round as Morrell had to keep up. The Mexican monster started to find his moments when he had Morrell backing up, while never letting off on his pressure. Benavidez was mixing the shots up well. The experience was prevalent, as Morrell was only head hunting, while Benavidez never neglecting the body for his offensive pursuit, even positioning himself to use the uppercuts to slice through the southpaw's guard.
It's all about daring to be great in both of these fights.
Shot from Morrell took some steam off that fight. It's the pressure of Benavidez.
Morrell double right hook and that right. Look at this action in the corner.
Been the scene of some of the most
Benavidez right now, something to watch closely.
Under this type of fight. Long off the back, on the back foot. A boxing main event. To systematically breaks him down, but Morrell stepped down, which again, Beterbiev so very
explosive counter shots from
already a big deal. Took upstairs by Benavidez back.
You know, the biggest question we had coming in for his dynamic, so far so good, although he certainly...
And Morrell now along the ropes, leads with the left, and by Benavidez, and he is double.
Once both fighters have exchanged blows and felt the weight of one another's power, They gain a profound understanding of their own capabilities and the depth of their desire to win. It is in the middle rounds that all the true battle unfolds, where a fighter must either shift into a high gear or risk slowing down. In a high-pressure contest like this, even a slight deceleration can lead to falling behind. The 6th and 7th rounds were particularly strong for Benavidez, as his high punch output began to wear on Morrell. During these rounds, Morrell struggled to keep pace, and it became evident as Benavidez consistently outthrew and outlanded him.
Benavidez maybe set the trap potentially to both guys to do so, which of course can open up walkie that stands right in front of you. Yes, I was going to say the same, and there it is, dominations from Morrell.
As Benavidez began to pull ahead, Morrell increased his punch output in an attempt to regain ground. However, as boxing often teaches us, throwing more punches doesn't necessarily translate to landing more effectively. While Morrell had his moments, Benavidez consistently responded with vigor. Morrell managed to withstand the power of the Mexican monster, but his lack of offensive variety made him predictable. He struggled to anticipate Benavidez's timing and effective counters. The drama peaked at the end of the 11th round, where Morrell scored a knockdown, only to face a point deduction for a punch thrown after the bell. Just as swiftly as Morrell seized an opportunity to potentially shift the momentum of the fight, it stepped away just as quickly. The knockdown he scored appeared more of a flash knockdown due to Benavidez being off balance rather than truly damaging blow. Nonetheless, a knockdown is a knockdown. In the final round, Benavidez finished strong, outlanding Morrell. The tell of the night was Morrell's predictable offense. Failure to target the body made it easier for Benavidez to defend. Surprisingly, Morrell threw more punches, with 603 compared to Benavidez's 553. However, it was accuracy that distinguished them. Benavidez landed nearly 48% of his power punches, and 40% of his punches overall, an impressive feat. This highlighted the difference in experience, as Benavidez seemed to have a more extensive arsenal of skills than Morrell. This marks the second fight where Benavidez hasn't achieved a knockout or knockdown. His power seems to have plateaued at light heavyweight, but his output remains high, and he stands firm. This victory positions Benavidez to face the winner of Beterbiev versus Bivol. Ready or not, one must admire the indomitable spirit of these fighters who never shy away from any challenge.